Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Just back with a longer term update of this Blue Technology water filter system. I reviewed it back in the winter and been using it the last 3 months or so, and it's time to change the filters. I really like the size of it. Even though it's a 10-inch filter system, it fits in my compartment very nicely, and I love the bag that it came with, as I mentioned before. Anyway, let's pull it out and take it apart, and we'll just change the filters, and then I'll give you another quick demo of it. So, a nice thing about the bag is it has these flaps on the side, and then the system came with quick connects, so I can just leave them on the hose, pull it out of my storage compartment when I need to hook up and fill my tank. I usually just run it into my freshwater tank and then use the water pump. Mostly I'm off-grid, and even on RV parks I like to do that just so I can spot if there's anything going to be leaking in my trailer. But a lot of people might just store it inside the compartment and hook it up. Anyway, it's a good feature there. And it has a front pocket to carry your gear in there. Quick connects and things. And then the front can also be opened. But I'm going to pull it apart and change the filters. Okay, so here's the new filters. I think they go for about $65. The lifespan of these filters is recommended around 3 months, maybe 4 months. And that's about the life I got out of them. Recently, I've noticed the flow rate has been reduced, so the filters have been filling up, kind of clogging up, so time to change. Easy to change. They have spin-on metal canisters here, and it comes with a handy tool, and you can just twist them off like using that. You can see my case is in pristine condition, which is nice feature having the bag. It keeps this all really nice looking and everything, but you can see the general design. If you want, I'll have links in the description. I've done 2 other videos on this where I did a demo and also off-grid, and also did a demo in an RV park for you. And I've also been testing a few other accessories. This is a water pressure regulator. Usually the ones you see on the market are kind of a brass. This is really nice stainless steel. Everything's been set up for drinking water safe. And then it has a nice meter on it, oil-filled meter. So all their stuff is super high-end, well-built. It's pricey, but it's made in the USA by a US company. I think they're out of Michigan, and they're kind of going for the higher-end market. They also have been testing out this water meter, which is a handy device to have for me when I'm testing things. And same thing, it's got the really nice hardware. And then they have their kind of quick connects on everything, and their quick connects work really well. I found when I click them together, they never leak. Really heavy duty stuff, gonna last a long time. So the different filters that they have to change: longevity, off-grid, and tasty. So there's the longevity is just kind of a sediment pre-filter. Get out some of the big stuff and debris in the water. Then they have their tasty coconut shell granular activated carbon filter. Improves water, taste, and smell. Hear that in there. And then the final stage is this 0.2 micron submicron filtration. And that really gets rid of a lot of the kind of bacteria or small items that can make you sick. There's also 2 versions of the water filter system, the regular, and then they have a little more expensive set that has a little more expensive final stage filter. They call it their off-grid filter, which you can filter water out of lakes and streams safely with it. Anyway, let's install that and give you another demo of it. Give you a look at the state of the filters after about 3 months of use. See, the sediment filter's got quite a bit of orangey brown, maybe iron. was down in the desert and in Nevada quite a bit, so they get a lot of their water from wells and stuff like that. So it must have trapped quite a bit of sediment in there. Then this is their final stage kind of off-grid filter. I think that was probably the off-grid. Looks a little different than my replacement, so you can see they're both the smaller stage filter. You have to look online and see which one is which for you. And then this is that tasty filter. Anyway, here's a look at the canisters. Nice stainless canisters. And like I say, it's much smaller than the older system I was using. I was using a clear source system. It was much heavier and much larger. I've passed that on to a fellow RVer I met down in the desert. He was happy. But this is a little bit easier for me, especially on the boat. So now we're just starting our summer boating. That's why I'm switching over now, putting some new filters on that. And I'll continue testing this during the summer, our boating adventures. I'm also going to be installing on the boat their new UV purifier. They have a new UV purifier faucet. So I'm going to install that in near one of our boat sinks for drinking water. So everything will be filtered through this system into our tanks. I've sanitized our tanks, and then we'll have the UV purifier at one of our sinks so we can drink out of our tanks. Give you a closer look at that connection there. There is a seal right in there. I find sometimes these can be a little finicky to get started. You have to be really careful you don't cross-thread it and force it, because this is plastic, metal on plastic. You could end up damaging that. So just kind of make sure that it's really easy to spin on before I continue tightening it. And then just hand tighten the rings and give it a final kind of snug with the tool. Okay, got her hooked up to the spigot. So this would be my typical use case where I fill the tank. So like I say, there's quick connects on each side. Just pop this in place, hook up my hoses, and just hook up the two accessories so you can see. So this keeps the pressure regulated so that it doesn't damage the filters. If you have too high a pressure, it can actually blow out the filters and cause problems. So this regulator keeps it within spec. It's set at the factory. There is an adjuster on top to adjust it as well. So that hooks up to your spigot. Then I've just put this in line, the flow meter, so we can get an idea what the flow is. So I've already flushed it. When you put the new filters in, you have to run it a bit. Run some water through it, because the carbon filter will pour out a bunch of black water as it is first used. So you have to flush them out before you start putting it into your tank. Anyway, I'll just turn that on. Not super high pressure at this RV park. So that's setting the pressure up right. And you can see it's going through there. Let's have a look at this. This is showing the gallons here. Not sure if you can see with that reflection. So it's pretty fast. Right now it's flowing at 34.5 liters a minute. This is an early model where they didn't have the gallons there, but I've been told that they're going to get the ones with the gallons. This one I could only get liters. And you can show the total and then the flow rate. Also comes in handy if you're going to put some water in your tank to travel. Say you have like a 50 or 60 gallon tank. Say I only want to travel with a third. I'll know how much water has been put into the tank. Anyway, it's sort of the update. It's worked really well for me. And I'll be using it on the boat this summer, so stay tuned. As soon as I get that new UV purifier installed, we'll give you a look at how I'm going to use the system on the boat this summer. Till next time, Ray from Love You RV and Boat, camped in the beautiful BC coastal forest. Cheers, guys.